The following Let's Play contains copyrighted material from John Williams' score of the Star Wars saga, developed by George Lucas, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox at the time of the original release, and more recently in the years that have followed, Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. As such, the volume of the soundtrack from Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace will be incredibly low within the game, and with cutscenes muted entirely to try and best suit the regulations that Google and YouTube have provided. Thank you for understanding.
I am glad to see that you have survived. The Trade Federation has taken complete control of Theed. We must escort the Queen to safety. I respect, Your Highness. We have been sent by the Jedi Council to see you to safety.
Senator Palpatine has great power in the Galactic Senate. The blockade has prevented me from contacting him, but I'm certain he will help us. The Republic has no idea how serious our situation has become. I must travel to Coruscant and convince the Senate to aid us.
Then we must travel to Coruscant. Unfortunately, our ship was destroyed. Do you have a starship capable of making this trip?
We need to reach the Queen's ship. It is unarmed, but it has powerful deflector shields, and it's fast enough to escape the blockade. The hangar is some distance from here. There's a passage underneath the palace. This way.
We're cut off! Take the Queen and find another route. We'll meet at the hangar.
Right, and then a whole load of battle droids appear, so let's get out of here.
This way. There is a secret path through the side garden.
Yeah, I kind of figured that one out, Creanie. Use the Force on you. Oh, that was a good use there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been introduced to the most annoying character in this game, the Queen. Yeah, but that surprised you, didn't it? The Queen is the most annoying character in the Phantom Menace game. She makes Jar Jar Binks look like a tolerable person in comparison. The Queen in this game is moody, she is whingy, she is pathetic, she is useless. She doesn't contribute anything useful to the situation apart from moan. And
I think the path is behind that statue.
I know. You aren't even the real Queen. Which, you know, if you haven't seen the Phantom Menace at this stage, then watch it. But basically, that's not even the real Queen. That's just a decoy we're escorting. At least that's the impression I usually get. I'm assuming it's not the actual Queen. Okay, so here there's a destroyed bridge. Let's force push you.
To the door has been blasted.
And that's for the best, because otherwise you'd probably run into danger. So make this jump. And look at this. Here we're going to get the most unique camera angle in the entire game once we drop down. Look at this. You never see this anywhere else in the entire game. Just this one secret area. It's like an isometric-y kind of weird pattern thing. Let's jump back up. Interrupt to flip animation, why not? I am going to save here because I haven't saved at all in the entire recording time I've been doing, and I need to change that, so just give me a moment. And I might as well show it while I'm here. This is what the pause menu should look like. You know, you see what your items look like, you can see what your weapons look like. Because on the PC version, the UI for this actually looks a lot better than the PlayStation UI. That should be 1,000 ammo, but because I glitched out a blaster rifle, I'm still annoyed about that. And you can also see the character model in the pause menu, which you can't see in the PlayStation version. Unfortunately, the compatibility issues that arise on my PC with Windows 10, this does glitch out where you can't see the character models, you can't see the weapons, you can't see the items, etc. But you can still see all of this, which is more important. And let's carry on. Okay, so the game normally wants you to press this button and let the queen in. We are not going to do that because the queen is ironically safer here than she would be in here. So we're going to leave her there for quite a while. Pick up these. And not get stuck on the environment, thank you. Destroy you. Those people just ran into, you know, shots being fired because they're idiots. Or maybe it's because they're from the Naboo and they have a really dodgy leader leading them. Grab you. And more droids spawn when you get up here, which is quite funny. Right. So we've cleared this area out for the most part, which is good. I'm going to save again because I want to demonstrate something. So there's something I want to demonstrate here. There's a small little side quest you can do. And basically this little kid's gone missing. So let's talk to this woman in here.
Kind sir, can you please help me?
What tragedy has befallen you?
Save my son. We were out for a walk when the battle droids attacked. We ran, but became separated in the chaos. I wait here, hoping for his safe return.
Right, so let's go and find her son.
I promise that you will have your son back soon.
I'm sure she'll be really grateful when we do. Her son is in the building over here, by the way. She couldn't be bothered to leave her own house and look for him.
Help me! Please! Someone! Help me!
I feel so sorry for you, kid. Your mum just couldn't be bothered to look for you.
Can you save me from the evil droids?
I can, because your mother clearly wasn't bothered enough to look for you.
Don't be afraid. Are you lost?
I'm not lost. Those droids trapped me here, and I'm afraid to leave.
That's understandable under the circumstances. How did you find yourself here then?
How did you find yourself here?
We were out for a walk when those droids came into the city. We were scared and ran away, but I lost my mother.
Where is she then?
Where is your mother?
My mother is down the alley. I want to see her again. Can you help me get home?
Now, in all fairness, I can understand this kid being afraid to leave because he's a prisoner and because there were loads of battle droids outside. But, you know, his mum should have put a bit more effort in. Okay. In theory, you could actually lie to this kid and not destroy the droids and, you know, tell him to go outside. And I think he gets shot. It's actually quite dark for a, you know, for this game. Anyway, just go to her.
Your mother is waiting for you. Go to her. You are safe now.
Plot twist: this kid probably grows up to join the Empire at some point, for all we know. So maybe it was better if we just killed him. I don't know. Right. So is the mother going to give us anything for rescuing her son?
May the Force be with you.
What? Say that again.
May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. May the Force be with you.
Okay, so there, you don't get anything for saving the kid. It's really bizarre. So we're going to reload and do something completely different. We're going to do that again. Only this time, we're not going to talk to the mum. We've rescued the kid for a second time. We haven't talked to his mum whatsoever. Let's see if her response changes.
You have safely returned, my son. Please, accept this gift as a token of my appreciation.
Well, thank you very much. Why you didn't give that to me when I rescued your son after I'd spoke to you, I have no clue. Because if anything, it should have been the other way around. You should have given me this if I'd talked to you as opposed to not talk to you, but okay. And there's the dialogue that we saw earlier. The kid ends up going to sleep on this bed later on, I think, and she just stands there doing nothing. So, bit of a spoiler alert. Saving the kid, or not saving the kid, will have some consequences later on in the game. It's nothing major, but saving the kid will help you out in the long run, providing the game recognises that you saved the kid. I'm not sure if the game treats him as being saved if you do save him after you've talked to the mum. I don't know. I haven't played it in years to like check that. I'm not sad enough to try and check it, but you know, basically if you save the kid you can get something good later on. If you don't, you don't get anything, and she's still looking for her son, who I think is actually dead if you don't rescue him. Like, I think if you go in this building, he just isn't there, so the implication is he probably died or got shot or something, I don't know. Or maybe he ran away. Maybe Palpatine found him and just, recruited him early into the Empire before it existed. So here's a new unique camera angle that we don't see very often. Okay, a tank is firing at us, that's lovely. Loads of battle droids are firing on us, that's not so nice. Die. We dodged that with such finesse. Okay. Oh, the Force didn't stop you. Nor did it stop me there. Destroy you. Okay. What do you have to say?
Thank the Force. A Jedi to help us.
I am on an urgent mission. But Jedi are sworn to protect the innocent. How can I help you?
My leg is broken. We've stuck here all day. Can you spare any water?
Apparently, water heals broken legs. Who'd have thought it? I'm going to find some for you though, because water is good.
Wait here. I will try to find some for you.
Hurry back. I don't know how long I can last.
Okay, you're slightly exaggerating there, but okay. We'll look for some water for you shortly. Once I've dealt with over here. Small health, that will be useful. Thank you very much, game. Because I want to try and conserve the full health packs as much as I can. Here are some useful items. So you've got a Naboo fusion coil, which you can use on the next 1 or 2 levels, if I remember correctly. And you've got the water flask that this dude over here needs. And you've also got a destroyer droid's shield, which I'm going to activate in a few minutes. Let's talk to you.
Been stuck here all day. Can you spare any water?
It's a shame there's no option for... I have water, but I'm just not going to give you any.
Here, take some water.
Thank you. You saved my life.
Cool.
Is there a way past the tank?
That tank took out 10 of my troops. There's no way you're going to beat it.
You underestimate my power. Where's that firing coming from? Oh, hello. Where'd you come from? Well, doesn't matter because you're dead. So, fun fact about this trooper here. If you do end up destroying the tank, he disappears from the game. Not quite sure why. But we'll deal with that in a few minutes' time. Some interesting models in this room. Did that force push a battle droid over? No, it didn't. Okay, take 2 shots because I can. In here is a blaster rifle. That isn't glitched because I didn't attack it. Whoa. Okay, so up here there's another secret area. That's not really that secret. Oh, that's what that battle droid was. On the PlayStation version, whenever I used to come out of this building, there used to be a battle droid that would stand here and it would shoot green blaster rifle shots, very much like the blaster rifle you carry. In the PC version, I think that only happens if you get up here in a good amount of time, I don't know. So we'll come back for that health pickup later if we need it. What is our health actually? I think it's like 78 or something. Right, so let's go up here. And there's a gentleman we could talk to.
You gotta let me out. I've been wrongfully imprisoned.
Right, here you need to say the right things, otherwise the game just kind of glitches up again. Very much like with the woman we spoke to earlier with her son.
Oh, help me. You gotta let me out. I've been wrongfully imprisoned.
Or maybe it's not a glitch, I don't know, maybe he just doesn't trust you if you don't say the right things. You're not a criminal then?
I'm not a criminal. Perhaps you belong in your cell.
You see, the Trade Federation, they captured me when I tried to organize resistance against this terrible invasion.
If I remember correctly, if you accuse him even remotely lying to you in some way, if you basically accused him of potentially lying, he doesn't actually give you anything. So, yeah, I'll release you. Why not?
All right, I will release you.
Thank you. I'm gonna go try to find more people to fight the droids. Here, take this thermal detonator I've kept hidden. It might help you with that tank out there.
Thank you very much. So, an interesting fact about some of these characters that you encounter in the game. It's not very clear on the PlayStation version, but from what I've read over the years, some of the character models were based on real-life people. So this character we've just spoken to here was based on Sean Connery, which I find quite amusing, because he's nowhere near as Scottish, but apparently he was based on Sean Connery. He also looks a little bit like George Lucas does as well, to an extent. There's another character model that looks a bit like Gillian Anderson. You know, there's about 4 character models that are based on real life people, and that was something the developers who worked on this game did confirm. But it's not very noticeable on the PlayStation version because, you know, lower resolution and all that. And here's another interesting fact I can point out to you. This animation I just triggered here, where I jumped off the bridge and I did a roll thing, that roll doesn't happen on the PlayStation version. Again, I don't know if it's down to limitations of the hardware, I don't know, but it just doesn't happen. So let's I think there's 2 ways this can go. You press that button, the tank moves. If you kill this battle droid, the tank moves. Let's just kill you. Okay, we're getting shot at. Not ideal. So let's run over here. Oh, I'm losing health. Bad. I do need a quick pick-me-up. So can I actually jump on here? Yes, I can. Cool. I would like to get back in there, thank you. Right. So now I'm going to pick up that destroyer droid shield that I skipped out on earlier. Because it's the only time in the game you ever get to do this. Let's see if we can destroy this tank.
This is entertainment on the internet, yay!
Oh, we destroyed it. There we go. Sometimes the time it takes to destroy the tank varies, but anyway, we destroyed it, no problem. The soldier we talked to earlier has completely disappeared from the game for reasons unknown to us. Maybe he was actually an undercover spy for the Trade Federation, who knows. So if we come back here, more droid shot, and with this shield on, you can't actually deflect any blaster shots. Are you going to shoot? No? Okay. Now normally when you come back here there are 1 or 2 droids that... What are you doing, game? There we go. It's a little bit glitchy. Oh, the shield's gone. Yeah, when you've got that shield on you can't deflect any blaster rifle shots for some reason. I'm not sure why, but you just can't. And that's the same in whatever version of this game that you play. And the other reason you don't want to let the Queen through earlier is because she will get shot at constantly by these droids if she's standing here, which is where she always defaults to if you let her through early enough. So there you go, kid's sleeping, which is nice.
May the Force be with you.
You're still saying the same old stuff, so we'll let the Queen through anyway. She didn't comment on picking any of this up, which is nice. Okay, so the Queen's through. Well, we'll carry on then, shall we?
Is safe to proceed?
Follow me.
Don't worry about me. I'll keep up.
I barely moved. Jesus. Right. Again, this another reason why the Queen's so annoying in this game is because she just says the most, she says the stupidest things for a, for an AI companion that you have to escort through the level. This level did give me many nightmares as a kid, simply because of how difficult it was. And if you're not prepared enough, and if you don't know what you're doing and how to do it, you will suffer. I had many save files of this level as a kid on the PlayStation version, where I barely had any health, and I was, the Queen was pretty much near dead and all that kind of stuff. So the gate currently isn't open, so you can do one of two things.
We must pass through that large gate across the plaza in order to reach the hangar.
We can tell her to stay here, or we can tell her to run through as soon as it's open, which is a stupid idea. So wait here.
Wait here. I'll come back for you soon, Your Highness.
What this game does to prevent you from cheating it out too much is if you get too far away from the Queen, and if you go within a certain distance away from the Queen, the game will just automatically say that she's been killed. And she probably has, in theory, because realistically, if you were doing this for real, she probably would have been captured or, interrogated or whatever. But the game makes it more difficult by making it so that, for example, if I open that gate now and the Queen was still back at that location earlier, either the first or the second one where she waited, she would be killed off. And the game would say, you've got to play this again. So you have to know how far you can walk away from the Queen before the game just automatically says, no, you failed. So let's open the... I'm just running around aimlessly now, let's sort that out. Let's open this gate. Overly celebratory music, which got cut out thankfully, is actually useful in the sense I'm recording, because if it went on for too long I'd be worried it would get caught on camera. So here we can either shoot these guys or we can deflect the bullets back at them, and they will eventually die and the windows will shut. This is more difficult than it looks, because, lightsaber combat in this game is not always ideal. See, I've already lost quite a bit of health trying to do it the proper way. Please hit the battle droid game. Come on. Oh, how are you still alive? Come on. Right, I'm getting fed up with this. We'll do this the old-fashioned way. And we shot him. Okay, we lost way too much health trying to do it the Jedi way. But we do have a droid we can talk to. Okay, so this droid isn't actually very useful here, so we're not going to tell him to follow us, because he'll just come back here anyway once he sees more droids.
I don't need a droid following me right now. You should remain here.
But don't worry, we'll be seeing more of this droid later on, I promise. So I'm just trying to think if I can leave the Queen here for a moment. I'm going to risk it, because I want to get some health. Okay, fortunately she didn't die, which is good. So pick that up. And also, that was the first time I've used a weapon that wasn't a lightsaber in this playthrough, because I normally don't bother using them unless if I feel like I need to. Okay, so let's talk to you.
Pass through that large gate across the plaza in order to reach the hangar.
The gate is open. We must go now.
Okay, so the Queen can now go through with no worries whatsoever. Because otherwise, if you tell her to run through here straight away, she'll normally just get shot by battle droids everywhere. The ones we just killed.
Take the stairs.
I've always liked this dialogue tree because it's one of the few times you can actively make your life more difficult, and you can tell her that the stairs just isn't the right option. So let's try and troll her for a moment.
I think that would be unwise.
They could pin us beneath the overpass. I would prefer the higher route.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let's not travel under the bridge.
Let's go.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, if you do try and go under the bridge, the Queen normally cowers and chickens out, and you get killed. And if you kill any of these battle droids, then destroyer droids come along. Can I do this without triggering you? Damn it! Okay.
You might be able to use some of this equipment. Take whatever you can carry.
Fortunately, weight limits don't exist in this game, so I don't have to worry about that. We are going to use a different weapon here, though. If I can find it. Here we go. Let's use this. I think we have, other...
More room, Obi-Wan.
Shut up! Stupid woman. Okay. So we've got the full health here if we need it. I'm going to get this weapon out again.
More droids.
And we're going to shoot you without missing, ideally. Apparently these destroyer droids tank shots really well, particularly when I'm missing. There we go. Okay, so the Queen just automatically runs along without asking you anything, which is, marvellous. Do a stealth kill on you. Force push you. Destroy you. Depending on how you stand, if you're not moving, this is your lightsaber attack. If you click and hold, it's this. It took me years to realise that you actually have alternate attacks occasionally, depending on what you're doing. Such as those. I don't know, I always found it slightly interesting that I found out things about this game years after it was released, and years after I'd played it. And, yeah. So that droid we talked to earlier would be useful. Oh wait, no, it's not useful here. It's useful back there. But anyway. Okay. So let's... Oh, there's a person here. Let's talk to you.
First the Trade Federation shows up with those battle droids, and now a stranger bursts into my home.
I'm not a stranger. I'm Ewan McGregor. But for that remark, I think you should lock your doors and be more careful.
You should really lock your doors.
You should mind your own business. Please, get out of my home.
I have no time for you now. I am on a far more important mission.
The game rewards you for being rude by spawning battle droids, who I can't kill apparently. Right, you get out of the way. I'm not quite sure what happened there. That was actually... Oh, this game's glitchy nature. Okay, have you forgiven us?
First the Trade Federation shows up with those battle droids, and now a stranger bursts into my home.
Oh, you should really lock your doors then.
You should really lock your doors.
You should mind your own business. Please, get out of my home.
I have no time for you now. I am on a far more important mission.
Okay, so the game just keeps doing that every time you tell it to lock her doors, which I always find quite amusing. In the PlayStation version, I usually ended up getting her killed because of that. We do need the full health though, so let's pick that up. Right, let's talk to her properly this time, because she has short-term memory loss.
First the Trade Federation shows up with those battle droids, and now a stranger bursts into my home.
Look, they only keep showing up near you because I give you some actual decent advice to keep yourself locked in, and then they just arrive. So it's your own fault. But anyway.
Don't be afraid. I've come to help.
That would be wonderful. The droids have closed the blast doors separating this road from the rest of the city.
Yeah, that must suck. Where are these controls then?
Do you know where I can find the controls for the gate?
The main controls are across the street, inside a building next to the gate. But I'm sure the building is locked.
I was about to say you should lock your doors again. Let's not do that.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you know, being a nice guy is actually quite nice. So, I don't think you can make this jump very well. Because of the game's control scheme, and because, you know, being a Jedi in this game is basically underpowered. I couldn't even make a cable, for God's sake. Let's try that again. There we go. And again, I think if you let go here, you either lose some health or you die, or maybe neither, I can't remember. So let's just crawl across here. This is so fun, yeah. Drop here. If you don't drop down, this is what happens. And how needless is that? It's like, oh, look at me, I'm a Jedi, I can flip if I jump on a cable. Whoa. So that's why I usually drop down, because it makes more practical sense in my mind to do that. So let's go down here, force push you, take a blaster shot to the chest, open the door here, open this. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think there's anything down here. No, there isn't. Okay.
Do you think it is safe to proceed?
Now, interestingly here, you can actually ask the Queen how she's doing, which I find quite amusing. But anyway, how are you doing?
Are you injured, Your Highness?
I can make it. Don't worry.
Now, you only say that when you've been hit a few times. You haven't been hit once, so don't lie to me. Wait for a moment.
Wait for a moment while I scout ahead.
Fortunately, the Queen does listen to instructions quite well. I'll give her some credit, despite being the most annoying character in this game. Look at this. The blue barely shows up, so I don't actually need my lightsaber on, if I really didn't want it on. Okay, more of the traps. So let's... Shall I show you how a thermal detonator looks in this game? Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm going to throw a thermal detonator. It somehow didn't take out two of the traps. You know, if it's something that looks really impressive in the PC version, I can't believe it doesn't take these out. Let's just deal with these guys anyway. Oh, he's already dead. That's good. So is this door permanently open? Ooh. I didn't realise that. I can actually go in the door if it stays open. I did not know that. That's pretty funky. Okay. We might as well let the Queen through, because there's no point keeping her back here now. We need to go that way anyway, but just in case, I'm going to save. Okay, we're back. So let's just get the Queen moving.
Do you think it is safe to proceed?
Follow me.
Feed is swarming with droids.
You don't say. Did you know the sky is blue? Occasionally. Right. Can you crawl over this, or climb over it rather?
I'm over that. Lower the bridge so I can cross.
Of course you can't, because you are lazy. You contribute nothing.
I'm over that. Lower the bridge so I can cross.
This is a life or death situation. I don't think it matters about that. Oh.
I'm over that. Lower the bridge so I can
Okay,
cross.
so he's going to run off and presumably die, but it doesn't matter. And this boat's animated in the PC version. In the PlayStation version, guess what? It's not animated. I never quite understood that, but let's talk to you.
What are you doing? Don't you know that battle droids are everywhere? I gotta get this boat out of here.
I agree. I quite like the added ambience that the PC version gives with the boat rocking on the water. That's quite cute. Yeah, let's go up the river. Why not?
Can you take me up the river?
No, I'm sorry. While this is the finest Naboo fishing rig ever built, today we're grounded.
It's also the only Naboo fishing rig in the entire game, so he's probably got a point when he says it's the finest. Why are you stuck here then?
Why are you moored here?
No, the explosions have scared the fish away. It's a shame.
Yeah, that is quite sad.
That is most unfortunate. Why are you still standing here?
Well, the river's my home, and the droids don't bother me here.
I always like this NPC. He doesn't contribute anything to the game, but I always liked him. I'm going to ask him a really stupid question.
Isn't there a vast, deadly waterfall at the end of this river?
What sort of question is that? Why don't you jump in and find out?
Best response ever. This guy. This guy is probably my favourite NPC in the entire game just for that one line. Or one of my favourites, I can't remember. There might be someone else, but he's definitely in my top favourite NPCs in the game. Okay.
I sense a great disturbance in the Force. I must leave.
So, we've got another blaster rifle here. And we don't have to use the Force on these. In fact, let's just shoot it. Why not? Let's do it the tacky way. The uncivilized way, as Obi-Wan would later describe it.
It looks clear.
Okay, here is where the game gets really difficult, so be very aware of what you're doing here. Oh, hello. I'm being snuck up on. Okay, so we need to deal with you as soon as possible. Is anybody else sneaking up on us? Oh god, she actually got shot. I don't think you were meant to do that, Battle Droid. You somehow got through the wall with that. Are you okay?
I'm not hurt. The laser blast just grazed my shoulder.
Fair enough. Okay. So, ooh, that's some really nice water effects. Actually quite nice, you know. Water looks quite nice here. I'm a bit concerned. Normally this is pressuring me quite a lot here, but I think I'm actually... Maybe the PC version just gives players a little bit more of a chance to kind of explore this bit. Because I always felt this was a lot harder on the PlayStation. But anyway, let's just deal with this room really quick. Okay, Battle Droid in there, dealt with. Yep, a little bit overkill maybe, but, you know, felt like it. Right, now the moment I stand through this alleyway here, Destroyer Droids are going to come up here, and presumably Battle Droids as well.
In the safety of the hangar. Shall we continue?
No, give me a minute. Okay. On the PC version, you can actually kill this Battle Droid here by pushing this down. On the PlayStation version, you can't. So actually, before we do that, can we shoot you? We can, with the clunky aiming system that automatically locks on to enemies. Oh, crap. Okay. Ignore me, I'm just passing through.
Little droids lurking nearby.
Yeah, you think? It's because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Right. Come on. Shoot. Come on! Okay, I'm getting fed up of this. Let's use some of these Gungan energy balls, because we're never going to see him again. Ah, forget it. Just die. Okay, the Queen's running through.
More droids. Help me!
Right, leave her alone.
I can make it. Don't worry.
Okay. that's disabled the droids for a moment, which is good. Die. Where's the Queen? She's back there. Excellent. Can we... Oh, we can. Oh, we can't use that anymore. Damn. Okay. Run.
More droids. Help me.
Then don't stand there, you stupid woman. Move.
I will survive.
Okay, Gloria Gaynor, calm down. You gonna move? Okay, well, let's just come in here a second.
Is that really the Queen of Naboo?
No, that's Ewan McGregor that you're standing in front of, but okay. Yeah.
Your insight serves you well. I must see her safely to the hangar.
It's right up ahead, but be careful. There's a squad of battle droids inside the hangar.
We would greatly appreciate any help you could provide.
Listen, there are a few useful items in the next build. Good luck. I'll unlock the door.
Oh, she's been attacked again. Okay.
I'm not hurt. The laser blast just grazed my shoulder.
Then stop overreacting to everything. Let's destroy this destroyer droid so you can relax.
More droids. More droids.
Alright, be quiet. Okay. This isn't very useful, but it does help a little bit. Can you please stop attacking the Queen? I know she's annoying, but, you know, click on me. See, this little droid just shoots any enemies nearby. And it's considering the blaster turret thing that I would have used an enemy.
Do you think it is safe to proceed?
Wait for a moment while I scout ahead.
Okay, hopefully nobody else shows up. It's where the camera angle could be improved so you could actually see what was going on. Yeah, on the PlayStation version I always found this to be the moment where I constantly died because the game was always pushing me. I don't know if the PC version's slightly easier or if I'm just older or and I've just found out ways to kind of make it work in my favour, but I'm having quite an easy time right now for the most part.
Ready when you are. Thanks for your help. Who are you?
No time for introductions. Theed has been overrun by Trade Federation forces. You should all flee.
My troops and I are heading to the swamps. We're going into hiding until we can form a resistance group.
That sounds like a jolly good idea, apart from the fact there's loads of battle droids there too, but anyway.
Good luck. If the Republic Senate refuses to take action, you will be Naboo's last hope.
Ready when you are.
And he just runs off without offering us any help, even though I was being noble. Okay.
Do you think it is safe to proceed?
Let's go.
I
Come on,
never
then.
knew that a Jedi could be so rude.
Says the person who's really rude to me anyway, and rude to everyone else.
There are droids everywhere.
Oh yeah, sorry, I actually forgot to clear these guys out. Let's deal with that. Sorry about that, Your Highness, I actually forgot to clear them out. Convenient. Okay, I think there's a weapon here, I'm just going to quickly run for it. Is there anything else? No. Okay. Right. They shouldn't follow us, I don't think. I'm going to leave it there for now. I'm going to record more of this in the future, but for now, I'm going to leave it there. So, in the next few parts, the next 5 levels will be recorded, and I will upload everything. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.